Hey everyone, today I wanted to just take you step by step through how I do my meal plan, or how I did my meal plan this week to give you some ideas of how you can go about planning your meals and planning your week out. So obviously I already finished this, but I'm going to take you through step by step my thought process as I went through, just so it doesn't take forever, hopefully. So just really briefly, even if you're not meal prepping every single meal, every single snack for the whole week, I still really want you to create a meal plan, to create a this fallback. So when you are stressed, when you are tired, when you're exhausted, when you feel that hunger craving hit you, no matter what time of day it is, night, morning, you can look to your plan and go, okay, I am hungry. What should I eat? Instead of reaching for that bag of chips or that candy or whatever that convenient snack is, you can go, oh, well, no wonder I'm hungry. I was supposed to eat this snack between breakfast and lunch, and I haven't. So, yeah, I should be hungry. I need to eat some food. And hopefully going through this, you'll also see how some of those pitfalls can happen. So the first thing I actually do before I actually start planning out is I take my tally sheet, which this is available in the tally sheet, and the blank meal plan is available in your file section of the group. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and write down what plan I'm following and how many containers I get. Now the most important thing that I would like you to do is make sure you have your protein servings spread out throughout the day. So the first thing I actually go through and do and go, okay, I need a protein for breakfast, a protein for lunch, a protein for dinner. Some people like to double up on their proteins for dinner and have a really large dinner. I like to have my proteins spread out throughout the day, and I know early in the morning, mid-morning, I am very busy with my girls and I get very hungry. The protein is going to help sustain me and keep me fuller longer, and that's also typically when I try to get my workouts in, so that is when I like to have my protein or my extra protein servings. So there are my 4 protein servings. The other thing I want you to plan in is your vegetable servings. Your vegetable servings oftentimes are what get forgotten. And it's not just about, okay, I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat some carrots. It's actually making sure you get enough vegetables throughout your day, because the vegetables have not only the fiber you need, but so many healthy vitamins and nutrients to keep you well-balanced and have you have a well-balanced diet. So again, I kind of like to spread them out throughout the day. Sometimes I'll double up at lunch or dinner and have a big old salad. So I'll have a big chicken salad with 2 or even 3 servings of greens and then some protein on top. This week, I have something else planned for lunch. So I know I'm going to have a serving for lunch. I like doing eggs with spinach baked in. So I know I'm going to be getting a vegetable serving at breakfast, and that's just because I've been doing this for a while, so I know that that's an option that I like. Another thing that people like to do to sneak in that extra vegetable serving is with their Shakeology. So with one of those protein servings, they'll actually throw in a handful of spinach. You end up not being able to taste it, and you take care of one of those vegetable servings. And then dinner, my entire family needs to eat vegetables. So we always have a vegetable serving at dinner. So that's kind of how I lay that out. And then I go, okay, I've had 3 vegetable servings. I need 4. So that means I'm going to get an extra snack of vegetables in the afternoon. Another thing I like to think about and plan out, and you don't have to go through and do this and X out. This is just something that I like to do to keep in mind to make sure when I'm planning out my week, that I don't over-plan certain ingredients. I don't end up having too many carbohydrates at dinner because I've already used them up. So one thing I always like having a carbohydrate. Mostly my husband likes having a carbohydrate for dinner, so I always save one of those, in this case 3 carbohydrate servings with dinner, which means at some other time during the day I can have another carbohydrate serving. And the other thing I like to do is one of these 3 purples. I like to save, I call it dessert, you can call it meal number 6, snack number 6, or whatever you want to call it. I like to save that for dessert just in case. Right now I'm pregnant, so I'm not going to be drinking wine, obviously, but I like to save that, one of those purple servings, so at the end of the day, I can either have some dessert, have a brownie, have a glass of wine, or if I'm not doing any one of those indulgences, have a piece of fruit. It's just kind of that little fail-safe of, am I going to be staying up late? Am I going to want a treat tonight? So that's always why I save one of those purple servings. And that's kind of how I'm going to start out blocking out my week. So, like I said, I've already gone through and filled out my week, but hopefully this will take you through a little bit of the thought process that I do. So the first thing I think about is I remember that I want a protein serving for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and my snack. So the easy protein serving to fill in is my Shakeology. Obviously today is Sunday, so I didn't fill in Sunday because I'm just planning and prepping tonight for the rest of the week. So my Shakeology is planned. It's my morning snack. A lot of people like having their Shakeology for breakfast. My girls have to sit down and eat, so I always sit down and eat with them, so I actually always have a breakfast with them. What I do like to have is when I'm running errands and in town for a while, like having that Shakeology in my center console that I can sip on throughout the day or throughout the morning, because this tends to be, these 3 meals is when I tend to get very, very hungry. And that's also what you need to do, is start listening to your body and going, okay, when am I hungry? When am I having those cravings? And try to adjust your meal plan accordingly. So the other thing I think of when I'm planning out my week is, what do I have to do this week? What is going on? What days are my work days or work days? What days are my weekends? So you'll see up top here, I have preschool, playgroup, preschool, and Saturdays actually are weekend. So those activities are going to impact what I do and how I plan the rest of my meals. And you'll kind of see what I mean by that. So on preschool mornings, I want to make sure I have a quick, easy breakfast ready to go. I don't want to plan anything that I have to cook. So I sometimes like to have, as a kind of a breakfast treat, a half of a bagel with, a over medium egg and maybe a couple turkey sausage links, like a little breakfast sandwich. I'm not going to plan that on preschool morning because that won't happen. I do not have time for that. And this also is a budget week, so I'm going to try to be using some of the ingredients that I already have. So you'll see a lot of repeat just because I have to prep less that way and I have to buy less ingredients that way. So budget week for us means eggs because we have chickens. Chickens lay eggs, so egg bake it is. So I'm going to fill in my egg bake for the week. So as I'm going through, the other thing I'm doing is I want to make sure I'm balancing my macronutrients. I'm balancing these containers, and that's what these tallies are for down here at the bottom. So Shakeology, you can go across, and I'm actually just going to tally up this first column for right now. So protein, the Shakeologies are red. The egg bake, what that is for me is I basically bake in 2 eggs and a cup of spinach. So, and I do that for the whole week, or whatever other veggies look good when I'm at the grocery store. So that breakfast will be a vegetable and another protein. Now, I mentioned budgeting. I thought I was cooking meals for a little meal train going out on this week, and it turns out it's not for another 2 weeks that they need me to volunteer meals. So I have a surplus of ingredients for turkey chili. So the next thing I'm throwing in my plan is turkey chili. I'm going to be having 6 days worth of turkey chili, and the other, well, how many servings will I have left? 2 servings will be going in the freezer for emergencies. So my turkey chili, I know from experience or from my past, it's actually 1.5 green. Oh, there we go. Wrong column. 1.5 green. It's 1 red. It is 1.5 yellows starch. There we go. And it's also a half. No, that's it. So those are those ingredients. So, and then the next thing I'm going to do, so you can kind of see how this singular day is breaking down. The next thing I'm going to do is start planning out my dinner. So I know for all my dinners, I'm going to need a protein, a vegetable generally. But I'll go through and balance out all those days and see what containers I have left. And plan out what I feel like and what my family feels like having for dinner. So on Monday, I have some broccoli already purchased. I have some brown rice already purchased. I actually have some chicken already purchased. So I can start prepping and cooking that and cooking the marinade for that tonight. So I don't need to get anything for it because I'm going to be doing grocery shopping tomorrow, which means whatever I'm making for dinner tomorrow night, I want to already have my ingredients on hand. So that's the next meal I'm going to plan. I'm going to be having an Asian chicken, broccoli, and brown rice. So I could put in here, just so it makes it easier for me as I'm going through this to tell you, a red, yellow, and green. And this actually also is 1 teaspoon because the marinade for the chicken. So go through 1 red. So I've used up all my red servings. 1 yellow. 1 green, 1 teaspoon. So you'll see I'm over. So this is actually a menu plan for plan A. Like I said, I'm pregnant right now, so I'm kind of in between plan A and plan B. So if I'm over 1x for vegetables, starch, not protein, fruits, and teaspoons, that's okay. You should have your portions or your portion numbers and how many containers you get each day already laid out for you, so you should know what you should be doing there. So this is already the breakdown. This is the complete breakdown for those 4 things that I have highlighted. Those are my 4 main meals. And you can see here why if you don't plan ahead and think about your snacks and think about what you're going to be having, how hungry you're going to feel. So with just thinking, okay, I have my breakfast planned, my lunch planned, my dinner planned, and I know I'm going to have Shakeology. I'm still missing 3 fruit servings. But if I'm just talking about plan A so it doesn't confuse you, I'm missing 2 fruit servings, a fat serving, a nut serving, and an oil serving. That is a lot of food. Think about like 100 calories each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500 calories. That's like a quarter of my day. That is nearly a quarter of my day I haven't planned for. So this is why it's vital to not just plan your meals, but plan your snacks too. So what I'm going to do now is go through and say, okay, what am I missing and where can I plug those items in? How would be best to plug them in? So tomorrow, it's not a preschool day. I'm going to have some time to sit around and eat. And I know, like I've said, my mornings tend to be very busy. So I try to front load my starches, my oils, my fats up in these 3 meals rather than the bottom because I just tend to not get that hungry between lunch and dinner. I need a little light snack, but we eat pretty early in my house, so I want to front load my food up here. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I need at half of a starch, and I think I was actually going to do half of a brown rice serving. I was planning this out, so that's actually a half of a brown rice serving. Bear with me. So I'm going to have a piece of, because I know the egg bake, really good, not always that satisfying. I'm going to plan in a piece of wheat toast with some peanut butter. So that's going to take me up to a full starch serving, or 3 full starch servings, then 2 teaspoons, 1, 2. Remember, I planned this out actually for plan B, but this is a plan A calendar, so it's okay that I went over those. Next, okay, man, fruit. I don't have any fruit, but remember what I said on my Tally sheet. This is where this comes in handy. All right, so I know I want to save one of my fruits for after dinner for those just in case moments. So I'm actually going to put down an orange. I didn't write it in. A-N-G-E. I'm going to write down an orange after dinner. And I'm going to cross out one of my fruit servings because I want to make sure I have that. So I have now more food to add in. So I know my blender is nice and clean. It's the start of the week. I'm feeling good. I want to actually blend up my shake because I'm going to be hanging out at home. I'm going to add a half of a frozen banana to my Shakeology, which will get me another fruit serving. And for my fat serving, I really like almonds. I can stick them in my pocket, munch on them while the kids are playing. Easy, portable, good stuff. Next, I still have a seeds and nuts. I technically have another fruit serving, and I still have a half of a green serving to fill in. So I added in for my afternoon snack, half a serving of baby carrots, which is going to give me that fourth green serving, and also added in some apples because I know I have apples on hand. So that is my day and how I go through planning and balancing out. So the one thing I don't have is a seeds and nut serving. I don't have to fill up and use every container. But what is going to happen tomorrow is if I get hungry, I'm going to eat. So breakfast, I'm going to eat this, that, and when I'll probably get hungry is probably in the afternoon. I'll say, okay, I'm going to have my half serving of baby carrots. I'm going to eat my apple. Am I still hungry? And if the answer is yes, I'm going to find, I think I have some pumpkin seeds in my pantry, and I'll have an orange serving. I'm going to go through and do the same thing for the rest of the week. So let's go and just do another one just for fun. Let's do Wednesday. I have play group on Wednesday, which means we're going to be out and about for most of the morning, and I'm going to be standing around with my kids playing, so I'm going to want a portable snack. So again, egg bake. We're going to have our one vegetable, one protein. Shakeology is our second protein. My turkey chili is a protein plus 1.5 greens and 1.5 yellow. For dinner, you can see I planned out balsamic chicken, steamed broccoli, and oven roasted potatoes. That sounds really good. And I also left an orange for dessert. So we'll just take care of dinner all at once. Because that was one of those fruit servings that I planned out on my tally sheet. I know I'm going to leave that sugary snack, that purple, that fruit serving for dinner or for after dinner dessert. Balsamic chicken will be one red. It will be one green, one yellow, and 2 teaspoons because the balsamic chicken is in a oil-based marinade, and the oven roasted potatoes I'll be tossing in olive oil. So again, let's look here. We have a half a green to fill up, half of a yellow, 2 purples, and then a fats and a seeds. So again, looking back through my day. Well, you know what? I know I'm going to be out and about. I'm going to be able to stand around and eat something, but I probably don't want to eat something heavy, real food. And I'm also going to be out of the house really early. So I might just have time to eat my eggs, and then I'm going to run. I'm going to make my Shakeology. I'm going to add in half of a frozen banana because that just makes it taste really good, and 12 almonds because I can stick the almonds in my pocket during playgroup and eat them and munch on them while my kids are playing. So I'm going to cross out my blue and cross out another purple. So what do we have left? Seeds and nuts, fruit, half of a starch, and green. So this is where I know I want an extra green or some more green. So I'm going to have half serving of Brussels sprout or roasted baby carrots in that. And then again, I don't have the seeds. That's okay. So it's okay to be a little bit short, actually. Now looking at this, and this is why it's good to do this and check off the boxes as you go. I actually don't need that half serving of baby carrots because between 1 steamed broccoli, 2 egg bake, 3 to 3.5 turkey chili, I actually only need a half serving of roasted Brussels sprouts. And that will take care of that and also give me an extra oil serving. So if I get hungry, what am I going to be eating? So besides what I have planned, if I get hungry, I can have half of a starch, a piece of fruit, and an orange. So I don't have anything planned for that, but if I get hungry, I can always go for it. So hope that helps. That gives you kind of a little insight on how I go about doing my meal planning. As you can see, it's not a perfect science. There is some trial and error. There is some planning. And the one thing, well, I'm sitting it on so I can see, the one thing I do recommend is keeping your meal plans each week so you can refer back to them. Maybe not look at your same recipes, but go, oh yeah, I really like this day. You can see where the Pick 2 plan can work really well for you, where having the same breakfast or same lunch the whole week can work well. But no matter what, plan out your meals, plan out your snacks. Your grocery shopping will be more efficient. You'll end up saving more money because you're not going to be buying stuff that you don't use. And then when you do get hungry and your brain is completely overwhelmed, you'll be able to refer back to your plan and say, okay, what should I eat? Because we all get that. We all get brain overload and we don't want to make any more decisions. So make your decisions early on in the week at a good time when you're refreshed, you're energized, you're feeling good, you're not hungry, so you're not just wanting to eat everything, and you'll be set up for success. Hey guys, one more quick thing. I just remembered, of course, as soon as I stopped the camera, I'm like, oh man, why did I say that? So besides using your meal plan to create a grocery list of what to buy so that when you do go to the grocery store, you're not tempted to just buy whatever looks good, you will stick to your list. That means that bag of chips, that ice cream won't go in your grocery cart because it's not on your plan. Or maybe it is because you have that extra fruit serving at the bottom or the bottle of wine. Come on. The one other thing I want you to do, not only is you take your grocery list, but take your meal plan with you. Why is that? So if I have planned, can't see, roasted Brussels sprouts for all my veggies, or I have oranges planned for all my snacks. If I get to the grocery store and there's a sale on asparagus, or acorn squash is finally on sale now that it's, once it's fall, I can change it. I'm not just looking at an ingredients list and going, wait a second, was that for an ingredient in a recipe or was that something that I was just using as a snack? I don't really remember. You can substitute in and out things that would be equivalent. So I can say, oh man, they have acorn squash on crazy good sale. It looks really good. I'm going to get some acorn squash and have roasted acorn squash instead of roasted Brussels sprouts. Or, oh, grapefruit on sale. Pineapple? What? I haven't seen a pineapple go on sale. It must be summertime. So instead of having oranges, I'm going to now have pineapple. Things like that. So you can play with your ingredients, play with your main courses. I'm having on Saturday, we're doing chicken fajitas. If I go and steak is on sale, I might switch out my chicken fajitas and have steak fajitas. So that's kind of why it's important to do that. Or if, I'm going, oh man, I really want, instead of this egg bake, Greek yogurt sounds really good right now. I'm at the grocery store. Well, okay, I need a protein and a veggie. So I have my protein with my Greek yogurt. How am I going to get my veggie? Okay, well, I can, add an extra veggie serving. I'm only having a half serving of roasted Brussels sprouts in the afternoon. So I'll buy a little bit of extra roasted Brussels sprouts and have Greek yogurt for breakfast. So you can move stuff around. at the grocery store. But you won't be able to do that and you won't be able to plan and go with those sales that you see if you don't take your plan with you, if you only take your grocery list. So you just stick it in your bag, stick it in your pocket, bring your grocery list, shop from your grocery list. But if you see something that's too good of a deal, because I don't want you to spend more money than you have to, you can always refer back to your plan and go, okay, how is that being used and how can I change that and adapt it to what I'm actually seeing? All right. That should be all now. Have a great day, night, evening, week, everyone. Plan out your meals, plans for success.